Hello, welcome to Accounting Hub. I'm Professor George Scarpin, PhD in accounting, and our topic today is about standard costs, fixed manufacturing overhead variance. Usually, we have four variants for standard costs: direct materials, direct labor, variable manufacturing overhead, and this one, fixed manufacturing overhead. So we have four videos on this series, and the other videos, they are in our video description. We also have an appendix here, a fifth video about how to record it, about the journal entries. So, how do we find the standard cost of fixed manufacturing overhead? Total estimated fixed manufacturing overhead divided by total estimated amount of the allocation base. So we find the fixed manufacturing overhead rates and standard quantity of this allocation base times the fixed manufacturing overhead rate. We find the standard fixed manufacturing overhead per unit. For instance, Skyping Corporation, our fake company, allocates manufacturing overhead using machine hours. Each case requires 2 machine hours. Skyping Corporation plans to produce 500,000 cases using 1 million machine hours, and we expect $2.5 million of fixed manufacturing overhead. So our fixed manufacturing overhead per unit will be 2.5 million divided by 1 million machine hours. So 2.5 per machine hour is our, under a lot of quotes here, our price. And then our total standard cost per unit will be 2 machine hours times $2.5 per hour. So $5 per case. And our variants, these variants, they are very different from the other three variants: direct labor, direct machines, direct materials, direct labor, and variable manufacturing overhead. Here we are talking about budgets. So fixed overhead budget variance. The difference between actual fixed overhead costs and the budget fixed overhead costs. So actual fixed less budget. And fixed overhead volume variance between the budget fixed overhead and the standard fixed overhead allocated to production. So budget fixed manufacturing overhead less standard fixed manufacturing overhead. And here we have the uh, quantity and price, if we can see that, if we can say that. So let's go to our Excel file. Our Excel file here, we have all of the other videos here. So we are working with the same Excel file. So here we have the data for our fixed cost. 0.4 machine hours, usually the same as our variable, times $12 per machine hour, $4.8 per unit. Number of cases produced, 41. Budget cost $200,000. When we did our budget very long time ago, 200,000, and our actual fixed manufacturing overhead is 190. So how do we find the total? The actual costs. Okay, let's do it together. The actual cost 190. How much our standard cost? Our standard cost is not our budget. This is budget here, standard cost there. Our standard cost will be 4.8 times 41. And then variance, remember, never work with positive or negative numbers. We work only with favorable or unfavorable variance. So our numbers will always be positive. So we work with absolute number, standard less actual or actual less standard. It doesn't matter. So 6,800. And then how do we know if it's favorable or unfavorable? If actual costs greater than our standard costs, then it is unfavorable. Otherwise, it is favorable variance. So here, favorable. Let's copy and paste here. Copy and paste there. Oops, it's not copy and paste here. Uh, Here is the opposite. So if our budget overhead cost is greater than our standard, then it is unfavorable. Otherwise, favorable. It is on the opposite order here. So, okay, 68 favorable. How do we find these numbers here? Actual, actual 190. Budget 200. So the easiest one ever here. And then absolute difference of favorable variance. The volume variance is uh, a little bit harder. Standard rate $12. Hours allowed 0.4 hours per unit times number of units. And then our standard uh, cost allocated to production will be 12 times 16.4. So 196. Our budget fixed costs, budget 200. So the volume variance will be the absolute of this difference here. So 3,200 unfavorable. How do we know if the numbers are right? Favorable less unfavorable, 6,800 favorable. So, okay, our numbers are right. So, guys, thank you so much. Subscribe our channel. You will be the first one to know when a new video arrives. Like our video, like our Facebook page, Accounting Hub by Dr. Scarping. If you have questions or comments, leave it here or email me at jscarping@gmail.com. Have a very nice day and God bless you.